Jimmy Carter knows some of his favorites are cooked in fat, but he shows wisdom in making his choices.
As long as you eat stuff in moderation. Say if you're gonna eat some collard greens today, that means you give up on something else, you know what I mean? But you balance it, you balance the scale out.
For George Scott, temptation came at the end of the meal.
But one of my weaknesses is dessert. And don't let nobody say they got cheesecake on the menu.
Tell me what foods that you choose out of the starch group.
Being diabetic doesn't mean you have to say no to every food you love, but it does mean you have to make an educated choice.
My diabetes educator has been very helpful in sharing with me as far as reading labels and purchasing of my food, learning about the portions that I am to eat and how to make measurements.
Rosemary took advantage of nutrition counseling available through her doctor's office. Through local health departments and diabetes awareness websites, it's easy to find helpful information about nutrition. You can learn to spot trouble on a label and choose something that's healthy and delicious.
I took for granted that I would never be able to eat what I want to again. I would practically have to starve myself. But once she shared those portions, believe it or not, you get very full. I have fulfillment in my meals and in my meal planning.
Smart meal planning also has to do with how you prepare the food you enjoy. Instead of frying in fat, you can broil, bake, steam, boil, or grill foods for a healthier meal. Season with herbs and spices instead of salt. And find a sugar substitute that suits your taste, from your morning coffee to that special dessert. Treat yourself to fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and learn that feeling fed does not mean feeling stuffed.
Portion size control is one of the greatest challenges that we have in American society. The average American dinner plate now has increased to 12 inches in diameter, and people want to load it up. We have to keep at it. We have to keep working on getting people to a point where they are sufficiently fed and have their hunger satisfied, but they don't have to eat themselves into a stupor where they want to immediately go to sleep after eating.
Here's another bad habit to break. Smoking is no way to live. It can be deadly for smokers and everyone around them. For diabetics, it's especially dangerous.
One of the things that we warn people with diabetes about, even more than we warn the general public about, is the danger of cigarette smoke. And in people with diabetes who already have a tendency to have blood vessels that are damaged and narrowed down excessively, with tobacco smoke, it's even worse.
I don't think anybody should smoke. I think that it's, I can't stand cigarette smoke. Every time anybody's around, I just try to leave. But people have habits that are hard to break, and for my sister, that was an extremely hard habit for her to break. She never did.
It can be hard to quit, but a healthcare professional can put you in touch with programs and plans that can help you put away cigarettes for good. For many diabetics, staying healthy also means taking medication. It's vitally important to take it as prescribed by your doctor, no matter how you're feeling.
Oftentimes people with diabetes, after they begin their treatment program, will feel much better and feel as though maybe either they don't have diabetes now or the problem will not require as much treatment. However, it's important to continue the treatment to prevent complications later.
Chris has been managing diabetes for 10 years. He knows he must take the medicine as directed.
It's easy for your blood sugars to go up if you don't take your medicine.
Diabetes is one of those diseases that operates by stealth. It is damaging your systems over time. So you have to stay on your medications all the time.
Did you meet with a diabetes educator?
Yes, I did.
By getting regular checkups, you'll know if it's time to consider medication, and if you're taking medication, you'll know if it's working. It's also a good way to be aware of other health issues that you need to manage, such as high levels of cholesterol or high blood pressure.
I found out that I had high blood pressure from a routine visit with my physician.
Conditions such as high blood pressure, also known as hypertension, have to be managed along with diabetes.
In fact, although we talk about blood sugar mostly in diabetes, what really kills these people is cardiovascular disease. In fact, 80% of all diabetics have hypertension, which is the primary reason for their increase in risk for heart attacks and strokes.
As we've mentioned, a foot exam is also part of follow-up care because diabetes can cause poor circulation and even lead to amputation. But don't wait for a checkup to be aware of possible problems. Be on the lookout for pain, numbness, swelling, sores that won't heal, changes in skin color, or foot injury. Get help right away for any of those symptoms. Every time you go to the doctor's office, bring a list of questions that have been on your mind. You might also want to bring someone with you who can help you understand what you need to do to protect your health. Chris's wife isn't here for this visit, but she does come in often.
So it's always good that she comes in so she'll know exactly what's going on with you, because I may not be able to go back home and tell her exactly what the doctor told me.
I think, as opposed to this concept of giving you a big plate of food to say I love you, the best way to tell somebody that you love them is to show them that you care for their body. And caring for them means that you will do, the same thing you do for your car. You would take your car in to get the oil changed and get some gas and change the tires and do all that maintenance check. You do that because you want the car to continue to run. Why would you not do that for the person you love?
It takes an everyday commitment to be healthy, but your loved ones can help give you strength, and there are other ways to boost your attitude. You can help out in the community, like Jerry Stackhouse, or make music, like the Blind Boys. Take care of yourself so you can take care of the people you love.
The good news if a person with diabetes is active in managing their health is they will have a greater understanding of the problem, therefore allowing for better control of the problem.
It's essential for people who have diabetes to treat their diabetes for one other reason. You feel better. We've had people say, you know what, I have felt bad for so long that I didn't remember what it was like to feel better. It's called quality of life. When you control this disease, the quality of your life goes up. You feel better.
So take charge of your diabetes. Track your blood sugar. Be physically active. Make smart food choices. Take your medication as prescribed. Quit smoking. And follow up with your healthcare professionals. We can all do something about diabetes.
Continue to pass the word, even though you may not have diabetes or no one in your family has it. Ask your best friend, has his family got checked for diabetes? I mean, that's the only way that we can do it. Continue to spread the word.